Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and NewsChannel 5.
Good morning, everyone. Good to have you with us on the broadcast today. You know, many children in our area do not have beds to sleep in. So this morning, Levin Furniture Sales Manager Kristen Fitchko and Executive Director of the Cleveland Furniture Bank, Tom Gagan, are here to explain how you can help get a child a new bed through the Beds for Kids program. Then we'll hear from Richard Morris, the director, Richard Morris Jr., and actor Giles Foster V about Caramu's Christmas production. Later on the broadcast, Philip Whedon will tell us about his movie, If You Knew Better, You'd Do Better. Makes sense to me. An independent film now showing in Cleveland. Good morning, everybody. I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and so we begin with Kristen Fitchko, Sales Manager of Levin Furniture, and Tom Gagan, Executive Director of the Cleveland Furniture Bank. Good to have you on the broadcast today.
Thank you for having us.
Kristen, you've got a partnership between Levin Furniture and the Cleveland Furniture Bank. Tell me a little bit about that.
We do. We've been partners for a while now, and it's kind of a natural partnership. You know, Levin Furniture's been in the community for a long time, and we have we sell the furniture and mattresses in our showrooms, but we also have a lot of furniture and mattresses that are donatable, and it was a natural partnership for us to partner with the Cleveland Furniture Bank, and we are able to donate, you know, truckloads of mattresses and furniture weekly.
Yeah. And before we get too deep into this program that you got, tell me a little bit about the Cleveland Furniture Bank, what you do there.
The Cleveland Furniture Bank was started in 2006 with the mission of providing furniture and mattresses to families in need who were rebuilding their lives, coming out of some difficult situation. And we currently work with about 220 agencies and organizations in Northeast Ohio who are helping these families restart their lives. They refer them to us. We provide them with the basic home furnishings they need in order to move back into an apartment or a home or a duplex.
And people can donate furniture to the Cleveland Furniture Bank. That can be reused by somebody in need.
We depend on the thousands of generous people in Northeast Ohio who provide us furniture that they're getting rid of. Maybe they were replacing or downsizing, but it's still good, usable furniture.
You found out that there are children in this community that have no bed to sleep in the evening hours or any time when they would go to bed.
That's correct. In talking to the caseworkers and the agencies that we work with, they were telling us that many of the children were sleeping in less than ideal conditions, and that meant in many cases sleeping on a blanket on a floor. Levin Furniture has been terrific for us in terms of providing us larger mattresses on an ongoing basis so that we could provide the parent or parents a mattress. But that usually left the child wanting.
Yeah.
And so about 3 years ago, we started to look into a Beds for Kids program to provide a brand new bed and a brand new mattress to each child coming to us through these agencies. We had anticipated we'd give away about 800 each year. We just passed our 28th month and gave away our 3,000th bed.
The need is there.
The need is definitely there, Leon.
Tell me, Kristen Fitchko of Levin Furniture now, what Levin Furniture is doing to help in this effort.
Well, the Beds for Kids program is definitely, these are new beds, so they're not something that we're donating our mattresses to. They're mostly twin-size beds, so they really need financial support in order to purchase the beds and donate them to the kids. So what Levin Furniture does is provide financial support to the program, for the Beds for Kids program, through corporate sponsorships and then also through some fundraising in our stores.
This is a community outreach that your company has decided it wants to be involved in.
Absolutely. You know, Robert Levin, the owner of our company, is super, super passionate about giving back to the communities where he works and lives. So, you know, the fact that there are so many children and families really in need for furniture and mattresses right here in Northeast Ohio, it's definitely something we want to be a part of.
What do you want the public to do?
Well, the public can do a lot of things. The public can certainly donate their furniture, whether they're buying new furniture from Levin's or not. They can donate all furniture to the Cleveland Furniture Bank. They can also provide financial support to the Beds for Kids program. It's not just here around the holidays that we think about this stuff. You know, they need just as many beds in July as they do here in December.
Just like when we collect food for the holidays.
Exactly.
The idea is to eat every day, not just during the holidays.
And it's great that we think about it during the holidays and it's on our mind and that we give more back, you know, during the holidays. But really, it's an all year round. The need is there.
Can the public donate beds to you, to the furniture bank now, and mattresses and all of that? Can we do that?
Yes, we do accept donations of good, clean mattresses from individual donors. We are licensed under the state of Ohio to clean and sanitize those mattresses, and obviously we're very vigilant in terms of what we take in. But as far as the Beds for Kids program, these are brand new beds and brand new mattresses. We did not want to get into the used mattress side for the children.
You wanted to start them off with a good mattress.
Exactly.
I started to say a firm mattress, but it sounds like I'm doing sales now. Firm or semi-firm or whatever. But you wanted them to start them off with a brand new mattress.
That's
for the
correct.
kids. People can make a phone call. I'm going to put a number on the screen and more information. 216-459-2265. You can get more information on everything we're talking about, or you can go to levinfurniture.com or clevelandfurniturebank.com. We'll put those addresses on the screen as well. Get more information. Leave us with a thought on why this is vital for you and what you do at the Furniture Bank.
It really is I guess a shock to me that in greater Cleveland, Northeast Ohio, there are that many children who are living without a mattress or a bed in these days and times. But so from our standpoint, it has become our signature program to make sure that the children are starting out right, because it's been proven that mentally and physically children will suffer if they aren't getting a good night's sleep all the time.
And it will affect them in the school when they get there in the morning. If they didn't sleep well, it will impact. And leave us with a thought. Take about 15 seconds or so.
My thought would be that I agree with it's shocking that the children here in Northeast Ohio don't have something to sleep on. And when we are so blessed around this time of year, and to kind of really realize that we need to give back and help the whole community so that we can get better and stronger together. And it starts with the furniture. It starts at home. It starts where you have your memories.
Starts with a good partnership like Levin Furniture and the Cleveland Furniture Bank. Many thanks for being on the broadcast, Kristen Fitchko and Tom Gagan. Once again, that phone number 216-459-2265 or levinfurniture.com or clevelandfurniturebank.com. More information on everything we're talking about. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm taking a break. I'll be right back. We're going to hear what's going on at Karamu Theater for the Christmas holidays in just a moment. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope. In our last segment, we talked about the Cleveland Furniture Bank, and I want to give a correction on its website, clevelandfurniturebank.org, clevelandfurniturebank.org, and levinfurniture.com. So now we're straight on that. Well, welcome back to the broadcast. Today we're going to be talking about Karamu's Christmas production called Leap of Faith. It runs through December the 28th. Director Richard Morris Jr. is here along with actor Giles Foster V, and they're here to tell us about the production and what we can expect at Karamu for the rest of the season. Good to have you with us, Mr. Foster.
Hello.
Hello, good to have you with us. I'm going to talk to you in just a second. Richard, good to have you with us. Director of Leap of Faith at Karamu Theater.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me about Leap of Faith there at Karamu Theater. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Leap of Faith is about a con artist who goes from town to town with his traveling evangelist angels of mercy, who rip the town off for all the money that they have. And he comes to this one town and falls in love with the sheriff, and he really performs an actual miracle, and this changes his whole life around.
Changes everything. An evangelist.
Yes.
You know, out there talking to the folks in the town. Yeah. And you brought with you Mr. Giles Foster V, right?
Yes.
You've got Giles Foster IV over there. He brought you. That's your dad.
Yes.
Well, Mr. Foster, good to have you with us. What role do you play in Leap of Faith?
Well, I play Jake. He's a kid in the wheelchair, and he has a problem walking. He can't walk because he got in a car accident. So that's my role, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah. So that character goes to the meeting there with the evangelist,
Yes.
trying to looking for a healing.
Yes.
Yeah. How old are you?
10,
Yeah. How long have you been acting?
2 years.
2 years. That's 1/5 of your life. You've been on the stage. Well, good to have you with us. How has he been in this role at Karamu Theater?
He has been wonderful in this role. I have to chase him down every once in a while
Yeah.
to make sure he isn't adding things.
Yeah.
But He's been good in the show.
Oh, he wants to add a few lines and all?
Yeah, wants to
you're
sing
doing a little
and do some other
ad-libbing on the
things.
stage? The other actors need to know where you're going with that line. They don't recall that line. Well, good to see you. What do you like about acting, Mr. Foster?
Well, I like the singing part, and I like working with my director, Mr. Richard.
Yeah?
I always look forward to going to Karamu in the summer.
Yeah. You think you'd like to continue to act as you grow into adulthood in the next 10 or 11 years?
Maybe so.
Yeah, maybe so. You're thinking about it, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. What's been the reaction of the audience so far on Leap of Faith?
Oh my God, it's been just phenomenal. We invite the audience to become part of the revival experience when they're there, and the responses are just wonderful. We've extended the stage out into the audience so that Jonas, who's our evangelist, can be more closer with everybody in the audience, and the responses have just been great.
What do you like about directing this production?
This directing at Karamu or this production has been very therapeutic for me. But what I like about this production is that it speaks toward everyone's faith in what they believe religion is. Some of it can be real, some of it can be phony, but this guy and his healing speaks to a lot of things.
I know you're set up over there, Karamu, to do that's a little bit on Leap of Faith right there. That's the name of it, Leap of Faith. Well, what a production. But you've got other productions which are going on at Karamu as well throughout the season. You've got quite a season in line. You've already begun. You've got quite a season going on there.
Yes, we've auditioned for Joe Turner's Come and Gone, and we're starting that casting. We've got the Mighty Scarabs about the East Tech football team.
Right.
Got the Mighty, is it basketball or football? I could be wrong. But
It's the basketball team.
And the WEWS coming up.
The WEWS is coming up. That's
Yes,
always
closing
a
our
big one.
season.
But all of these are wonderful, wonderful productions. Karamu has been there coming close to 100 years now.
Yes.
I think I may be in the 100th anniversary.
Yes.
Right
We're
on
coming
it,
up
or-
on our 100th anniversary.
Yeah. So it really, community theater hangs in there, and this one has hung in there quite well, hasn't it, over the
Yes.
last 100 years?
Yes, it has.
East 89th Street and Quincy Avenue. It is a wonderful, wonderful facility, Karamu Theater. Now, how long is Leap of Faith going to be going on there at East 89th and
Till
Quincy?
December 28th.
What do you think about when you get ready, Mr. Foster? You don't mind if I call you Giles. Can I call you by your first name?
Yes.
Good. What do you think, Giles, when you get ready for your role there? What do you have to think about?
Always project my voice and try not to show nervous.
Could you give us a line, one of the lines from what you have to say? Could you speak one of those lines the way you speak it on stage?
No, I want to walk. That's one of my lines, and I'm telling my mom to let me be healed by Jonas.
Go see the evangelist and let Jonas put the touch on you and heal you so you're able to walk. It's quite a story, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, we wish you well, Mr. Giles Foster V. I'm certain we'll be hearing a lot from you in the years to come. We'll look for you on the stage and on the big screen or wherever it is you decide to go. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. And when you get that Emmy and when you get that Oscar and when you get that Tony, you remember that you got started here in Cleveland, Ohio. Good to see you. He's quite an actor, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's got the acting chops. You see it early on?
Okay. Early on. I directed him in the production of Suzical.
Yeah.
He played JoJo.
Okay.
Which put him in mind for this particular role.
Well, the musical Leap of Faith is now at Karamu Theater. It runs through December the 28th, and Giles Foster is there. He's one of the actors on stage. Many thanks for being with us, Mr. Foster. Giles Foster V. Also, Richard Morris Jr., director. Good to have you on the broadcast.
Thank you.
Tell everybody at Karamu we said hello, and as they say in theater, break a leg. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay. I'm going to take a break. We'll be right back. We'll hear from a local film writer and director. I'm Leon Bibb. I'll be back after this. Oh, you're in touch with Kaleidoscope, and glad to have you with me. Clevelander Philip Whedon is here, and he's the writer and director of If You Knew Better, You'd Do Better, the movie. It premiered in Cleveland in late November, and he joins me to talk about the movie and the message in the movie. Philip Whedon, good to see you, my friend.
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm just fine.
Good.
Quite well. Tell me about this, your inspiration for writing and directing If You Knew Better, You'd Do Better, the movie.
Well, at first it started off with a book book that was inspired by Facebook. You know, due to my statuses, and everyone encouraged me to write a book. I did a book, and it sold 1,150 copies in the first month. So that encouraged me to continue to write. So it's pretty much based off my life experiences that I've been through, some of the situations that I've been through as well. So from there, it went to a stage play. Okay, from stage plays, I was encouraged to write the film. So.
And the film is finished production. It is now showing.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Tell me what's the message that you want to share with this locally produced film.
Yes. Well, how I write is, I write where it's 1,001 messages. You know, because one person does not know how to get across one message. You know, when you have several messages, something can grab to someone's life. So the message in the film is pretty much about just making the correct choices, you know, before you see the results of the consequences that you may do.
Yeah, yeah. You use local actors and crew in the filming.
Yes, the filming was done by Skip Thomas Productions, and the actors and everything was, the casting was done by Cleveland Style Casting, Tina Hobbs. So.
As we are speaking today now, where's this film being shown right now as we do this today?
Today, the next filming will be at Capitol Theater. And that's on West 65th.
Yeah, West 65th, yes. And I'm scared to say it right now, but West 65th, yes. It'll come to me. Right. On the west side. The Capitol Theater, look it up. What inspires you to do this?
I just want everyone just making healthier choices. That's all, because I've been through a lot, you know, at my young age, and some of the things, man, that inspired me was, you know, grandparents, you know, because it was instilled in them as wisdom, and they want to give back down, and, you know, we lost that somewhere along the lines, and right. I just want to continue to do that. Yeah.
If you knew better, you'd do better. Now, that title must have come from somewhere.
Came from my grandmother.
Grandmother said that?
Yes.
What would she say whenever you...
It was more so, you know, on the lines of, I told you once, you know, and you didn't listen, so... Now you're reaping what you sowed. Yeah. So, yeah.
Did you grow up in the greater Cleveland area?
I did, off of 131st, Garfield Heights.
When did you know that you wanted to work as an author of a book and in theater and in movies?
Well, coming up, you know, as a child, you know, we all have dreams of playing sports, you know, and that was my thing. I wanted to play sports until, you know, I was in Iraq, 2009, and got struck aside the head, and I decided to write about my life. So.
What service were you in?
Army.
U.S. Army?
Yes.
Well, welcome home. We appreciate that.
Thank you,
one soldier from one war to another war.
Yes,
mine,
sir.
Vietnam, and I know what you guys went through, and we really appreciate what you did over there for Sweden. Let me put a website on the screen. If You Knew Better, the movie. If You Knew Better, themovie.com. More information on everything we're talking about. Why do you think it's important to bring messages to the public?
Because messages get lost. You know, people do not talk about the consequences of their reactions. You know, we all decide to just we rather walk in life and not share what we've been through. You know, share the experiences that we endured, and you know, now it's time for us to be able to reach back and help someone else who's dealing with a situation that we might not know they're dealing with. You know, just something that we go through can help someone else.
Did you face challenges? Certainly you must have faced challenges in getting a film made.
Yes, getting a film made, man, I've dealt with a lot of critics, you know, a lot of people, a lot of naysayers saying, you know, can't be done, it won't be done. And man, it was a blessing and an honor to be able to sell out 4 theaters in Solon Theater, man, opening night, and all the love and all the hugs and the pictures, and it was amazing.
Going to be at the Capitol Theater. You've been in the Solon Theater. You've been in Solon.
Yes,
at
Cedar Lee.
At the Cedar Lee?
With the Solon, with Cedar Lee, and selling out everywhere we go.
Is it going to DVD?
It will, but right now we're concentrating on getting a deal.
Wouldn't it be nice if Hollywood called?
It would be great. It would be great.
We'll see what we can do.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I'll make a phone call to Halle Berry, who is from Cleveland. I know Halle.
Yes, sir.
Not well, but I know Halle.
You know her enough.
We know her well enough to say, hi, Halle. We'll see what we can do.
Yes, sir. Thank
but
you.
we're proud of what you've been able to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Writer, director of If You Knew Better, You Do Better, the movie, now playing at the Capitol Theater on the Cleveland West Side on West 65th Street. Many thanks, my
Yes,
friend.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your military service, too.
Thank you.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Be well. Be well, Philip Whedon. I'm going to take a break in a moment. We'll be right back with Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland. Marsha Maccabee with the Morning Exchange segment. Her words of wisdom after this. Time now for the Morning Exchange segment. That means Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, one of our partners on this broadcast, Kaleidoscope, is here. You've always got something to say.
Yes. Yes, I do, Leon.
As your husband probably tells you.
He does, too. He says you always have something to say. It's wonderful to get paid to talk,
Yeah,
and that's what
yeah.
you love to do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, but, you know, certainly couldn't let today go by without some commentary with regards to the recent issues that have been occurring in our nation with respect to Black lives. And I'm particularly really encouraged by watching the national civil rights organizations and the way that they're approaching this in terms of the March on Washington. And encouraging peaceful demonstration. I know there may be people who don't agree with me, but, you know, that happens with leaders. We don't all agree. But I'm particularly pleased to hear in Cleveland, too, that while we've had much demonstration, and I'm pleased to see that the conscience of people has been pricked about these issues and they want to weigh in on it, but that we've been able to have peaceful demonstrations thus far here in the Cleveland area.
Constitution speaks to freedom of speech and freedom
Absolutely.
of expression, and peaceful demonstrations are all part of what this nation has always been
That's
about.
exactly right.
It is the bedrock of the Constitution.
That's exactly right. And when you think about the fact that the younger generation, who was not a part of the civil rights movement, really hasn't been connected to something involving civil unrest, this is the first time for them. So it's interesting to see how they're engaging around these issues.
So as long as they're peaceful, you say they've got a right to do that.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And I do also say that there has to be an action agenda because things do have to change.
Yeah.
So I'm not about just talking about it. We have to be about it. And
knowing Marsha Maccabee in the Urban League, you're going
Yeah.
to be in the middle of bringing about those major
Absolutely.
changes. Thank
Absolutely.
you so much, Marsha.
Thank
That's
you.
going to do it for us. Take care.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.